Good morning everyone on this beautiful Thursday morning here in Adelaide, South Australia. I'd love for you to come say hi when you're watching, whether watching the live or replay. Come say hi, let me know you're here and you know what brings you to this live. And because there's a lot of beautiful new members here, I'll just let you know, everyone know a little bit about who I am again. So my name is Zoe Jean and I am an anxiety and mindset coach. So I help women from all over the world to heal their anxiety using a process called the Rewrite Your Anxiety method. So it basically gives you everything that you need, right? It gives you that mindset work, which heavily focuses on rewiring the programs in your subconscious mind, as our subconscious mind's running the show. So unless we rewire those programs, we're always going to default back to our old patterns, whether that's intrusive thoughts, you know, anxiety, depression, needing to control everything, overeating, whatever it is. Unless you rewire those programs, you default back to your old patterns. It's about building a deep connection to your body, understanding your body, and picking up on the signs and signals when, say, anxiety, stress, or whatever is in its early stages. So you're able to regulate yourself and bring yourself back to a place of peace and calm before it escalates to become out of control, right? And we all know when it becomes out of control, it's definitely so much harder to get it back under control. But if you notice it in the early stages, it makes a world of difference. It's about focusing on that, focusing on just listening to your body and finding what works best for your body for overall health and wellness. And, you know, when you build a deep connection to yourself, it just overall creates more health and happiness. And also helps you to create a deeper connection with other people when you're connected to yourself. And nervous system regulation is really important, right? Because when we live in those chronic states of stress and anxiety, we have a dysregulated nervous system. We live up in hyperarousal, and we want to regulate ourselves by bringing ourselves back down into the window of tolerance. And when we spend long periods of times in stress and anxiety, it makes our window of tolerance smaller. So we want to get back into that window of tolerance and then widen that window of tolerance. Because the wider that is, the more everyday life stresses and things going wrong you can handle without it making you spiral out of control. So it's not only getting back into that window of tolerance, but then from there it's expanding it. So it's creating, you know, safety, calm, peace, and a place for you to feel safe and seen and heard, where you actually have the capacity to be able to widen it. And then there's habit work as well, right? Because everything we do, right, is based off habits. So it's about recognizing all your habits and which ones are negative, like they're not actually serving you in a healthy way, but they're serving you in a negative way. Like, for example, I used to overeat. Obviously, that's not really serving me in a positive way, but it was serving me in the negative way that it was the only thing that made me happy and gave me joy. So it's about recognizing what those unhealthy habits are and what they're giving you, and how you can get that same benefit in a new positive habit and get rid of that old habit, and just like create new habits and maintain them. And we also look at habit stacking as well, because that's a really good component of making new habits stick as well. So just a little bit about the Rewrite Your Anxiety program, if anyone's, you know, interested in the Rewrite Your Anxiety program, or how the Rewrite Your Anxiety method works, and how all of those components are beneficial when and needed when healing on your healing journey. Because if you feel like you're not really getting anywhere, it might be because you're missing some of those components. And today's live, I'd love for you to say hi in the comments who's watching, because it doesn't let me know who's watching. But today's live is all about positive self-talk, right? Just talking positively to ourselves, because it's so outrated, right? We don't usually think much about how we talk to ourselves. We just very quickly talk negatively to ourselves, whether that's in our heads or out loud. And it's just so powerful to at least start recognizing that, because awareness is the first step to healing. But a lot of the times we don't even recognize the times we speak negatively to ourselves. And every time you speak negatively to yourself, whatever you're saying, it develops and makes that belief of whatever you're saying stronger. So if you call yourself dumb regularly, every time you call yourself dumb, it strengthens that muscle in your brain to say that I'm dumb. So, and every time you do that, it strengthens the muscle, it strengthens your subconscious mind, it strengthens that feeling in the body. So it makes it even harder to get rid of that belief that you're dumb the more that you say it, and the stronger that it gets. So positive self-talk is really, really important because our subconscious mind listens to everything that we either say out loud to ourselves or think about ourselves. So it's so important because whatever you say to yourself, think about yourself, your subconscious mind listens to that and makes it true because it doesn't like us to be wrong. It doesn't like to be a lie. So whatever it hears from us, it makes it happen. So basically our subconscious mind's our servant, right? Whatever we tell it, it listens to that and it makes it happen. So it's so crucial. If you're new to your healing journey, just start with that. Just start with paying attention to how you speak to yourself. And every time you say a negative word to yourself, pick up on that and stop saying that, change it to just say, no, that's not true, or change it to a different belief. And I feel like, where a lot of people go wrong is they go from, say, they feel dumb. They feel like, oh, if I can't say that I'm dumb, I have to say that I'm smart. And they try to say that, but they end up just giving up because it feels uncomfortable, feels icky, it doesn't feel right. It's not something that they want to do, right? It's uncomfortable, it's unfamiliar, it's unknown to them. It's a different identity that they're used to. Because another reason why a lot of us get stuck in poor mental health is because we identify as that anxious person, that depressed person, that person with intrusive thoughts, that person that needs to control the situations, that person that's not a liked person. We identify that. We get comfortable in that. We get familiar in that. And then we just stay there because it's comfortable. It's all we've ever known. It's who we are core to us. So we don't want to change because that's not who we are, and then we'd be a completely different person and it wouldn't be safe, it wouldn't be comfortable, we wouldn't be liked anymore, it just wouldn't be safe, right? That's where that all comes down to. So I know it's a bit overwhelming, so that's why I just start stripping back the layers of just noticing when you speak poorly to yourself and changing it to something positive, but make it more neutral, right? So if you call yourself dumb like I used to, instead of saying I'm smart, say that I'm okay at this, or I'm learning, or I get better in time, or I get better with practice. Change it to something more neutral that can be more believable. And even if you're unable to change it to a positive, at least just, notice it and stop yourself from saying it. And maybe even distract yourself. Just anything to kind of take a power away from that thought as soon as you notice it. Because the longer it comes up and you sit with it, the worse it gets, and again, the stronger it gets. So just kind of do what you can there to start to notice it and either change it to a new positive belief, a new neutral one. If a positive one like being smart is too much, or otherwise just distract yourself, just stop yourself from thinking about it. And it's also important to kind of recognize what makes us default to, these negative beliefs about ourselves and this negative self-talk rather than positive self-talk. And again, a lot of it comes from our childhood conditioning, right? Because between the ages of 0 and 7, we take on everything that we hear and see to be true and to mean something about us. So a lot of that impacts how we see ourselves and how we view ourselves, how we view the world, how we view other people. So whatever we took on as a child and believed and heard, that comes into our everyday life, and that impacts what our self-talk is going to be like. And unless we disturb those patterns, unless we question those patterns and think, hey, maybe I was told that as a child, but that's not actually true. That's not actually a fact. And I have the power to choose. We have the power to choose our thoughts. Our thoughts are thoughts, they are not facts. But we grow up hearing and being conditioned to believe these things, and we just don't even question it. We just go with it because it's what we grew up hearing. But when we actually begin to question it and strip back the layers, we realize, hey, it's not actually true. This has been controlling you so long, and it's not actually true. So just know that you have the power, and it doesn't have to be as hard as it seems. But it is very difficult on your own. Don't get me wrong. That's why you need to get some support, whether it's from me, whether it's from, a different coach, whether it's even to start reading books, right? But to get to the root cause, to actually have long-term results, you do need support. You do need support from a coach or from someone else, because if we could all heal ourselves, our own conditions, there would be no such thing as mental health illnesses. So it's really important to get help. Other than that, it's just really important to focus on your health and wellness overall. Because the more healthy you are, the more you're looking after yourself, the less likely you are to also get trapped in those negative thoughts, right? Because quite often when one thing goes wrong, or our routine goes to shit, or we just don't have a good routine, that also contributes to having more negative thoughts, right? So also work on changing your routine a little bit. Hi Sarah, thanks for watching. So even as simple as changing your routine could be, you know, getting up a little bit earlier, right? Maybe you get up straight away, have a negative thought, and then race to work, right? Maybe you wake up, snooze your alarm, and get up at the last minute and start your day rushed and just go straight to work. Obviously, that's not going to start you off in a good mindset for the day. So even just getting up that little bit early can also help give you time to you know, take in the day, give your brain time to, you know, think of the positives, think of things that you'll be grateful for, and that will also that will also change how you're feeling, right? That will stop you going straight to negative thoughts, because if you start the day rushed, obviously you're not looking after yourself, you're rushing, you're starting the day stressed, so you're more likely to get stuck in those negative thoughts. So it could be simple as that. Maybe you drink a lot of caffeine, or a lot of like a lot of caffeine coffee, maybe a lot of energy drinks. Maybe start drinking a little bit more water, because obviously the more, you know, caffeine and stuff like that you have can also, you know, drain your energy and make you, you know, go to negative thoughts as well. Just anything healthy that you can start including in your day to make you overall be more healthy and well. Because the better you feel on the inside, the better you'll also feel on the outside, and the more energy you have, and the less likely you'll get stuck into those negative thoughts. It could be that, it could be exercising more, it could be doing a morning walk. It could be, yes, just starting your day off with 3 gratitudes, with a, you know, meditation, with maybe dancing to your favorite song. And it's also really important to, you know, focus on this throughout the day as well, right? Because maybe I feel like some people, they get good at creating morning routine, right? And they think, oh, I've created a morning routine, I'm good, I start the morning off right. But then how they start off the morning, that never lasts, and they go on with their day, they go on to work, something stressful happens, or they get stuck in traffic or whatever, and then all that positive stuff that they did in the morning, it vanishes like out of nowhere, right? And it's just they didn't really do anything, and they're like, why am I getting results in my life? Why aren't I healing? Why aren't I better? I start my morning routine. But that's only a small proportion of your day. It's about who you're being throughout the whole day. So it's also about creating habits and focusing on doing what you can to make it a good day throughout your whole day. Focusing on your energy throughout the whole day. Even if you just stop and take a few deep breaths at lunch and remember your gratitudes, or remember something that you did in your morning, you know, meditation or whatever, that morning time that you had. You know, even just get a drink, have a mindful drink, have a quick mindful bite to eat, like anything to kind of get you back into that moment. And, you know, out of your head, essentially. And I'd love to know what if anyone here already does stuff to help with their energy. You know, whether that's, you know, whether they've tried mindful eating, or if there's something you want to give a go, whether it's mindful eating, exercising more, maybe mindful walking, you know, maybe using your 5 senses more, maybe body scans. Love to know if anyone's ever tried anything to kind of help with their health and wellness, and to get them more in the present moment and into their body. Because the more time we spend in the present and in our body, again, the less likely we're going to get stuck in those negative thoughts and in that negative self-talk. And once we're in that negative self-talk, it can be very challenging to stop. And it's so bad, because the more you're in that, the stronger that negative self-talk gets, and the harder it is to get out of, but not impossible. And that's why this subconscious mind work that I'm so passionate about helps, because it doesn't matter how freaking strong those beliefs are, the subconscious mind work helps to get rid of them. And that's what made the biggest changes in me, that subconscious mind work. That's what got rid of my limiting beliefs of being ugly, dumb, worthless, and so much more. Like back in the day, doing this live, being a coach would be impossible, right? Because I was dumb, I was ugly, I wasn't good enough. No one could look at me on a live. I'm too dumb to do that. I don't know what I'm doing. No one's going to listen. I'm not good enough. And, you know, all those beliefs would have stopped me. But are they stopping me now? No, because I reprogrammed them. And so can you. So can you. No matter how hardwired your beliefs are, you can always change them. but it's about changing them on a subconscious mind level and on a body level, because everything you're feeling, it's not only in your head, it's also stored in your body. And that's what talk therapiness is, right? It's just kind of talking about, you know, your problems, and kind of quite often makes your problems and the trauma worse. Talking about them doesn't get rid of them, doesn't rewire the programs in your subconscious mind, doesn't release that trauma and tension in your body. So that's why I'm so freaking passionate about this work. So yeah, even see how you go. Just see either, just to wrap this live up, just either see whether you can start your day off on a better foot. Whether that's, you know, getting up 15 minutes early and doing a quick meditation, doing your gratitudes, just journaling, maybe doing a quick body scan, maybe drinking some more water or movement. So just focus on maybe doing something in the morning to protect your energy and make you get up in the morning in a good state, maybe something around lunchtime, and then maybe something in the evening. And just see how you go with that, or even just start with one of them. Because it's going to make that world of difference. If you focus on your energy more and focus on being in your body and in the present moment, it's going to make a world of difference with the amount of times that negative self-talk comes up. And again, every time that negative self-talk comes up, notice it and either change it to a more neutral belief, or even just distract yourself and tell you it's not true. Like if changing it to a new belief is not possible, that's okay. Just start being aware of it and get yourself out of that thought as quickly as possible. Otherwise, change it to a neutral belief. So as I said earlier, for an example, if you feel that you're dumb, don't straight away say that you're smart. That's not going to work. You're not going to feel comfortable. It's going to feel icky. Just say that I'm learning, or I'm okay, or with practice I'll get better at this. So that's what a neutral belief means, right? It means not the complete opposite to the negative belief that you're thinking about yourself, something more neutral that's more easy to believe, and then work on that, because you're more likely to be able to feel that it's possible. It's going to feel more comfortable to say. And then when you get good at that, then you can move to the next level. So get good at saying, from I'm dumb, get good at saying I'm okay, or I'm learning, or I'm getting better. And then once you've got good at that, then you could probably go to I'm smart. So yeah, definitely let me know how you go with that. And if you have any questions, or if you want some support with some things that can work for you, because obviously everyone's so different, right? You might resonate with gratitudes more. You might resonate more with a body scan or a meditation or movement. There's so many different practices that you can do to help you get out of your head and back into your body and back into the moment. It can help you energetically. That will also affect the amount of, you know, negative emotions that come up. So if you'd like to learn more, like either message me or comment below. And if you like some in-depth support to kind of get clear on exactly what's holding you back, what's keeping you stuck currently where you are, what's holding you back from moving forward, exactly where you are and what's keeping you there, and then where you want to be, what your ideal vision is, where you want to be in life, and then we look at closing the gap between, you know, where you currently are and where you want to be. So we give you tools and techniques to kind of close the gap between the two. And this is also quite hard for a lot of people to do, because they don't even exactly know where they are, because right, we get so stuck in our heads and so stuck in the comfortable and familiarity that we kind of just stay there and just go about our conditioned programs and essentially live on autopilot, but we don't actually realize how bad we are, because we don't allow ourselves to realize that, because it's too uncomfortable. And then to the other extreme, we don't allow ourselves to know where we want to go either, because again, that feels impossible, feels uncomfortable, like we're lying to ourselves, like it's never going to happen. And it's like driving a car, right? You can't get to a destination without knowing where you want to go. So you can't heal your anxiety, you can't heal your life without knowing where you want to go. So this call is kind of a really good starting point for you to actually just know where you want to go and know what's holding you back from there, and to actually show you that it's actually possible. It's not as complicated and hard as it seems. And you know, there's even simple steps you can start with, start helping you move forward, to show you that it's as simple as one step at a time, one step a day, and you'll get there. As long as you don't give up, as long as you do a step daily, you'll get there. You could even have a day off and you'd still get there, as long as you get back into it. But a lot of people don't realize that. They think one thing goes wrong, or they have one day off, or it's just not working at the start. They give up. They think it's not possible. Like the amount of crap and hard times I've gone through in my life, I could have given up 50 million times, like with my business, before with my business, you know, with admin work, the amount of, the length of time it took me to get another job after losing that first one. It took me so freaking long. I could have gave up. But no, I had that belief that I'm going to do this. I'm going to make this happen. And I kept applying for job after job after job, going to interview after interview after interview. And I eventually got there. So that's why I believe that anyone can eventually get wherever they want to go, as long as I don't give up, as long as I have that passion, as long as I have that little bit of belief that it's going to freaking happen. I'm going to make it happen because I fight for what I want and I don't give up. So if that's you, then it's going to happen. Then you're going to be able to get there. And if that's not you yet, then that's okay. I completely get that. It's so easy to, you know, get trapped in, oh, it's not working for me. Poor me. It's never going to happen. I'm just going to give up. It's just too hard for me. I've been there too. I've been in that times where, oh, poor me. It's just too hard. Maybe I should give up. Yeah, I've sat with those thoughts, knew that they're there to try and protect me, but I didn't listen to them and I kept going, and so can you. So if you want some support, feel free to reach out to me, and I'm happy to have a free call with you about it as well. Because you don't have to suffer anymore. You don't have to stay stuck in that negative self-talk. And remember, the longer you stay stuck there, the stronger it gets. So thank you all so much for watching. And yeah, if you have any questions, comment below. I'd love to support you. Because obviously I was living in chronic anxiety, right? Chronic stress and anxiety for 14 years. That is not a good time, and it's taken its toll on my body. And I've got hormone issues and other issues that I won't go into now. But I'm still choosing to look at the positive that now I get to help women from all over the world going through similar situations. And I get to save you so much time and money by giving everything you need in the one program and the one support. So you can learn from everything that I did that wasn't ideal, and what kept me stuck and what didn't work for me. So you can heal and get to that process so much quicker. And that's my passion. That's what I want. Like, I've always been, you know, that compassionate people person. But when I was stuck in that anxiety, obviously I wasn't coming across that way. And now I get to live my purpose and help women to heal from all over the world and change my past negative experiences into a positive. So it's just a win-win. And you can too. No matter what you're going through, you can turn it around. You can create a new empowering future and help people too if you were wanting to. Just do whatever you want to do, right? Anything that you want to do is possible. So thank you all so much for watching, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.